Here's more evidence that what they want, all right, is DLT in combination with AI. And because they want that, because they need it, that's going to bring an ocean of capital into the bank coin companies, the DLT companies. That's why they're removing all the barricades. And this is why you get articles like this. This article is titled 78% of US e-merchants want tech upgrades. Now, wait a minute. Well, it says tech upgrades to improve checkout experience. We read multiple articles like this over the past few months where they're specifically talking about e-merchants, online sellers, which is growing rapidly. Most of these brick and mortar businesses, people must understand, if they want to expand business, if they want easier money, they're going to have to get online. And I'm not talking about with these basic websites, no disrespect. Like if they want to make big money, they're going to have to upgrade things quite a little bit. But the good part is that right now, the offerings that are going to be happening over the next few years should be very, very cheap because of DLT, a multitude of DLT offerings. You know, they like to keep costs low. That's one of their mainstays. And then also AI is not that expensive right now. You had a lot of free AI offerings in a lot of different ways where if you're actually very technologically savvy, you can have native programs right on your computer. Like it's open source and you can put it right on your computer and have it doing a lot of different programs with paying almost nothing or nothing at all. I think that a lot of that's going to be happening. But 78%. So we just saw another number the other day that was similar to this, where it says it was like above 70% of businesses are not involved in crypto yet. That's a lot of money on the side. But we also know via multiple big timers and, you know, these people that run these large asset companies like ARK Invest and BlackRock, et cetera. I think we even heard Van Eck is super bullish on like Bitcoin, et cetera, that a lot of these big companies want to get into crypto. But if 70% of them are not in there yet, once again, that's another huge cash pool on the side waiting to jump in. Now, are we to believe that 70% of businesses are just going to sit on the side and watch BlackRock, Valkyrie, Wisdom Tree, all these big timers make all the money? Absolutely not. But then once again, for about a year and a half, that's what Cathie Wood has been telling us as well. Not that we have to listen to Cathie Wood, but she's not the only one. We have representatives from BlackRock. We've had other representatives come out and say, hey, listen, yes, there's a lot of businesses that want to, that are still on the side that want to get in. So it's been confirmed multiples of times. Once again, not that you have to believe that, but if it's true, if that's true, then crypto is looking at an explosive time period coming up that's going to be led by big money. And if it's going to be led by big money, that means that the prices will take huge leaps, possibly. Not financial advice, but I'm just trying to use some logic here. There's no way around it. Now, when you're talking about these e-merchants, they want what? What have they been saying? They want full automation. Listen, folks, there's been partial automation for years. I said this before. You know, you drum up a design here over here. Then you put it into this program. You have this company manufacture your cup or your T-shirt, whatever it is. Then they ship it out. They talk to the people who put it all together and ship it out for you. That's partial automation. What they want is full automation. You only get that with DLT, smart contracts, low cost, global reach. Only DLT can do that. So when they're talking full automation and they're talking that big money, oh, they're definitely talking DLT. But we already know that because they've said it directly. But DLT in combination with AI, just like what the banking industry is trying to do. It's just that they leapt in head first. They didn't wait for anybody. See, the banks got in early, didn't they? With the whole XRP and Ripple testing of Santander, HSBC, SBI. Didn't go on and on and on. Bank of America. On and on and on. Oh, they loved XRP. They still do. They start testing early. Then what happened also? Once AI went mainstream with ChatGPT and Perplexity, all these different things like that, Grok and all this stuff, they jumped in and started testing those AI agents first also, didn't they? The banks, I'm not going to, listen, I'll tell you the truth. The banks have been kind of bold, but they just kept it very, very low. They didn't want people knowing what they were doing too much, even though you and I do, but we're researchers. That's different. They didn't want the regular people knowing. They definitely didn't want them too bullish on these things. So now they're trying to combine everything together. See, they got out in front of it, but they knew that this field is about to get clogged up. Prices are about to skyrocket in the next few years. Why? Because the small and medium-sized businesses have to get in. Those prices are going to skyrocket, not just the prices that they pay, but the prices of those sweet, sweet native tokens that they want to make money from. Oh, yeah. You see all the proxy buying going on? You see all of that anonymous buying going on? Some of it not anonymous. They've been stocking up on XRP. This is what the articles say. Hey, that's the pro companies. That's what they say. They've been stocking up on Chainlink. They've been stocking up on Solana, Bitcoin. Why? Why are these big timers buying all of this stuff here? They're not buying it to lose money. They're not buying it because these things are bearish. They're buying it because these things are bullish. And there's an explosion coming, maybe 1, 2, or 3. I think about 3 over the next few years. Oh, don't worry about it. They're going to do a lot of selling, a lot of market manipulation. They're going to let that price skyrocket. Boom. It's going to be celebrating. Everybody's going to be celebrating. Then they'll bring it down, only to bring it up again and bring it down and rinse and repeat. They're looking to make a lot of capital off of this. And that's why they got in early, because of things like this. I'm telling you right now. And as the technology prices go up and the native tokens get put more into use, just got to make that connection. So all of these small and medium-sized businesses around the world, all of these e-merchants, which if you want to make real money, you have to get online. You have to be selling globally also, not just locally, regionally. You want that big money, you have to be selling globally. It's not that difficult anymore either, but this is going to make it easier. But once they get in the game and you have all these systems being used, the XRPLs being used, Chainlink, Solana, Stellar, Algorand, all that stuff being used, and those native tokens are key. They're going to be in flow, doing that whole thing where they're a bridge currency. So now they're a bridge currency. Now they're being staked. Now they're being delegated. Some people are just outright holding it. Some of them are going to be locked away in closed ecosystems. Oh, there's definitely the possibility they might become rare. Right? Mm-hmm. And people are going to be staring. They're going to be staring down XRP, Solana, Chainlink, and Stellar, Algorand, all that stuff like this with an open eye. Why? Because something like Bitcoin, the way they're gobbling Bitcoin up, Bitcoin might become super rare. So now people are scrambling for another coin to make a lot of money off of. And XRP is going to be right there. Solana's right there. Chainlink's right there. Ethereum has its place. I think Ethereum is going to become very rare also. Once they gobble that Bitcoin up, they're just going to go to town on Ethereum. So I don't even worry about those old school coins at all. Not even one bit. The ones that they're really going to go after, in my humble opinion, it's not financial advice, because those are, listen, with all these businesses getting involved, they're going to snatch up the ones that are popular. That's out of there. I'm already ready for that. I've been ready for that for years. And then they're going to turn their attention 100% towards those bank coins. Those are the top ones. They're going to start gobbling those up. They see the opportunity there, and they're not going to miss it. You know, my humble opinion, folks. All right, so now let's move on here. We got a little bit more news here. Startup founded by City alumni to launch XRP-backed securities. Receipts Depository Corporation already offers Bitcoin and Ether-backed securities and is now looking to expand its product suite by adding XRP. So more big things happening for XRP. It just keeps getting better and better. Look at the energy. Look at the flow of it. That's important in my humble opinion. It is. Now scroll down here. It says Receipts Depository Corp, RDC, a startup founded by a group of former Citigroup executives, is planning to launch XRP-backed securities, according to people familiar with the matter. This will give institutions access to XRP securities through U.S. regulated market infrastructure. All right. Anything that's positive for XRP, I'm all for it. The company will offer depository receipts similar to the American Depository Receipts, ADRs, that represent foreign stocks on U.S. equity exchanges. The product will be offered to qualified institutional buyers only via transactions exempt from registration under the Securities Act of 1933. As such, it does not need approval for the Securities Exchange Commission. Interesting. So they don't need the SEC. They're just going to do this. Securities will be cleared by the Depository Trust Company, DTC, similar to RDC's already existing offerings of Bitcoin and Ether-backed securities. So they've already done this before. They have experience. In a press release in January 2024, RDC founder and CEO Ankit Mehta said that using depository receipts brings many benefits, such as their, quote, tried and true structure, providing direct ownership of the underlying asset and easy inclusion into institutional products. Several companies have taken steps to bring XRP to institutional crowds, as the native cryptocurrency of Ripple Network has seen tremendous growth over the past year. Several asset managers and exchange-traded fund providers have applied for ETFs tracking the price of XRP, which it's inevitable it's going to get an ETF. The difference between the ETF and the depository receipt is that while shares in a potential XRP ETF would be redeemed for cash, depository receipts would offer direct ownership of the cryptocurrency. Oh yeah, not bad. So okay, a slight difference, not bad at all. Very interesting, actually. We'll see it. We'll see what happens with that. So now let's move on here. So you know what? I'm going to skip one XRP article. Let's go to some Bitcoin news. Got to switch it up a little bit. I like to keep the energy nice and fresh. OK, we did two articles pretty much. XRP, Bankcoin related. This article is titled Bitcoin could reach new highs in Q1 despite sluggish jobs print. Grace is coming from Grayscale Research. The market has already priced in less accommodating interest rate policies, and legislative tailwinds could aid Bitcoin's performance. All right, talk that good talk to me. Bitcoin, which is showing green here at $96,429, could hit new all-time highs in the first quarter of 2025, despite slower than expected U.S. hiring in January. This comes from Zach Pandel, Grayscale's head of research. This is what he's telling the Cointelegraph on February the 7th. U.S. officials said the country's economy added 143,000 jobs in January, slightly below forecast. We'll see how all this works out. I mean, when I think about it, I say to myself, I heard they're doing some things with taxes. I'm not sure of the complete picture or where they want to head with that. But let's say they're giving tax breaks to businesses, etc. Then theoretically, if they do well with that, and businesses can do some more hiring because now they have a little bit more capital to play with and reallocate. They do a little bit more hiring, then environment becomes a little bit more positive. Then if I'm looking at retail, right? Retail investors could be a little bit more incentivized to take a little bit more chance with stocks, cryptocurrencies, commodities, probably a little less on commodities because they be doing well. There's a tight job market right now for sure. I'm reading all types of reports. I'm seeing all types of things where people are continuing the trend of applying to a bunch of different jobs. They're getting nothing. Job ghost postings are real right now. So I think that if that changes, then obviously the environment where people are willing to spend capital or have more capital to play with, whether they're companies or individuals, that money could make its way into crypto 100%. I think a lot of businesses, more so than individuals, will go heavy into crypto if they have a little bit more capital to play with. I really believe that, but we shall see. It says, quote, Bitcoin is likely to take today's job report in stride, unquote, Pandel said on February the 7th. According to him, the report could, quote, reinforce expectations that the Fed will be on hold for a while, but is unlikely to result in material repricing, unquote. There's a lot of big catalysts out there for Bitcoin and the rest of crypto as well. And I think Bitcoin will continue to lead the way because of that. So I'm not really worried about this too much. Even if Bitcoin reaches a point of momentary stagnation, I just don't see it slowing down in the long term. I think it's going to really explode and blow people's minds. Meanwhile, quote, Bitcoin and other digital assets are benefiting from a variety of policy related tailwinds, unquote, including progress on stablecoin legislation, he said. Stablecoins, and they go into what they are. We know about that. They're preaching to the choir. This is, quote, as long as equity markets remain broadly stable, Bitcoin could make new highs later this quarter, unquote, he said. I agree with that. And I would love that if that happens. Some of you would also, right? Like we're trying to make some money here. More money, right? More money. Bitcoin still looks good. Still looks great. It says Bitcoin spiked to $100,000 at the February 7th Wall Street opened as U.S. unemployment data dealt risk assets much needed relief. U.S. job additions fell short of the expected 169,000 and far below traders' estimates on prediction services. Crypto stock markets gained as a result, with the figures implying that the labor market was not as resilient to restrictive financial policy as first thought. All right, so now let's move on here. And we might close out with this one here today. All right. Coinbase's $420 billion assets under management exceeds 21st largest U.S. bank. This is coming from Armstrong. This is a very good sign that crypto has a positive energy. It has positive forward moving momentum. All right. And it's gaining some power. I mean, there's something to be said about the rapid legitimization that is going to be happening and is happening with crypto. That's going to bring more business, more respect. It's showing they can be trusted with this amount of money, right? A lot of big eyes and big pockets are watching this, for lack of a better word. I'm telling you right now, things like this matter majorly. And with all of the different barriers that are about to be removed, this is major. It says, quote, if you think of us more like a brokerage, we'd be the 8th largest brokerage today by assets under management, unquote, wrote Armstrong. It says Coinbase, the world's 3rd largest centralized cryptocurrency exchange by trading volume, is holding over $420 billion worth of digital assets on behalf of its users. The $420 billion AUM would make Coinbase the 21st largest bank in the U.S., according to Brian Armstrong, the co-founder and chief executive officer of Coinbase. It says here, and there's something interesting I want to get to, and we're going to close out with something very powerful he was talking about. All right, I want to scroll down here, see if I can find it. Now, here it is, folks. This is a great way to end the video off. Listen to this. Have you made it this far? It says here, crypto will unite financial services under a, quote, single primary financial account, unquote. This is coming from the Coinbase CEO. He probably just said too much. He unveiled what they're planning. Listen, all of these crypto companies have been having meetings with each other. Why? What are they planning? What did I say 2-3 years ago? I said that they could come together and they could make a bank, or they could form something like a bank that they could dominate. I said this, the videos are still up. I don't know if you want to scroll through all of those videos, but they're there. Now look what they're doing. It continues. Wait. I should have put this first. I should have put this article first. My apologies for not doing such a thing. More advanced cryptocurrency platforms could consolidate. This is exactly what I was saying. I call it conglomeration. Remember that verbiage? I said that they would conglomerate, they would congeal. Could consolidate today's numerous financial services into a single all-in-one neobank. What? In the future, quote, with crypto, the line between these categories is blurring, unquote, wrote Armstrong, adding, quote, in the updated financial system, that's just another way of saying the new financial system, you will have a single primary financial account. He said will. He didn't say you might. He didn't say maybe it'll happen. He said you will have a single primary financial account, which serves all these functions. A greater percentage of global GDP will run on more efficient crypto rails over time. Once again, let me repeat that. A greater percentage of global GDP will run on more efficient crypto rails over time, unquote. What does that do to the price of any of these that are involved? You know who's the rails. Who's the best rails? Huh? Right. It says, quote, we'll have sound money. What the meaning of what he's saying, the substance of it is so powerful. In my humble opinion, you don't have to agree. We'll have sound money because we've heard this before. Where? Right. Lower friction transactions. That means it's going to flow. And greater economic freedom for all because they have global reach. Global reach, the likes of which no one else has right now. There's more. Let me just put the unquote in here. Unquote, added Armstrong. There's more geopolitical tension than ever before now between the West and the East. They're so petty, they even argue over things like The whole bite dance TikTok thing. They're using that as a pawn in the game. That's how much tension there is right now. Fragmentation's at an all-time high. And here is crypto, DLT here, with global reach and everything that they need. Full automation, everything that they need. You tell me, how is there not a flood of capital coming? How do those prices not explode? So, now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.